They got up. And you don't stop.
So, how do you get started turning your home into an intelligent home? A good starting point is to identify your needs and preferences. But to do that, you must first understand what your options are. Let's take a look at some of the most common components and systems that are available.
Remote controls are common in any intelligent home. Some of the most common types of remote controls include wall-mounted keypads, handheld remote controls, telephones, televisions, and computers.
Wall-mounted keypads come in all shapes and sizes. These keypads are most commonly installed near each door that exits the home and are used to control an entry or exit sequence of responses.
Handheld remote controls are most commonly available in two varieties, infrared and radio frequency. The main difference is in how they communicate to the devices that are being controlled.
Infrared remote controls send commands through an invisible light beam. In order for an infrared remote control to operate properly, it must be pointed at the receiver, it must have an unobstructed path to the receiver, and is limited to a distance of approximately 35 feet from the receiver.
Infrared remote controls can be extended into other rooms and areas by devices that are known as infrared repeaters. Infrared repeaters can use either low-voltage wires, coax cables, or radio waves to extend the infrared range to any room or distance.
RF remote controls send commands through radio waves. Radio waves travel in all directions, and they pass through many materials such as walls. RF remote controls work from rooms other than where the receiver is located, and they use a converter to produce infrared signals for controlling entertainment devices such as the television and VCRs. RF remote controls typically have a range of 125 to 200 feet from the receiver, and RF repeaters are also available to extend their range.
Both types of handheld remote controls function similarly. The user first selects a device type by pressing a device button. Device buttons are typically labeled as home, television, VCR, etc. The user then selects a specific light or device by pressing one or more number buttons. For example, number 1 may represent the main light in a room. Number 2 might represent another light, and so on. After the specific device is selected, the user presses a function key to get the desired response.
Your handheld remote controls are commonly located on a tabletop in each room that includes the entertainment equipment such as a living room, a family room, or bedrooms. Intense light such as direct sunlight can interfere with infrared signals, so RF remote controls are often recommended for outdoor applications such as near a pool or spa. Telephones are a common resource that can be used as remote controls. The key component of a telephone control is often referred to as a telephone gateway. A single telephone gateway can be installed out of sight and connected to the telephone lines and provides control from any touch-tone telephone inside or outside of the home.
A telephone gateway can answer incoming calls, or it can be activated by simply picking up the telephone inside the home. After entering the correct security code, the user selects the devices to be controlled by pressing the number keys. The star and pound keys are commonly used for on and off functions. If the telephone has a speed dial feature, a series of commands can be programmed in response to a single keystroke. For example, one button on the speed dial could send out all the commands to close drapes, dim lights, and even turn on the fireplace.
Televisions provide a good resource for home controls. When televisions are involved with remote controls of the home, the commands are commonly selected through the television's remote control. A device that is known as a television interface is used to display the menus and indicate selections on the television screen.
A single television interface can be used for all of the televisions in the home by connecting it to the same coax cables that feed the signals to those televisions. Using a device known as a modulator, the televised menus can then be found on a predetermined channel. To use the television interface, simply change the television to the menu channel and press the keys on the remote control that correspond to the functions indicated on the menus.
In addition to functioning as automation controllers, computers can be used to provide remote controls for the home. Computers use a combination of software and a computer interface to provide home control.
As an interface, the computer displays menus that the user can select from, and the user can interact through the keyboard or mouse. With the right software, computers can also support voice recognition and voice response.
After remote controls have been set up, the next step to make your home intelligent is automation. By definition, the term automation refers to a system or method whereby events can be controlled and performed without conscious thought. The introduction of sensors allows the system to detect various conditions and automatically provide predetermined responses when conditions change. Some of the most common sensors include timers, light sensors, temperature sensors, infrared and sonic motion detectors, smoke detectors, mechanical contacts, and moisture sensors.
Timers can be considered as sensors because they sense the passing of time, and because their use provides an automated response without conscious thought. Most automation controllers have timers built into them, and when those controllers are used, separate timers are not necessary.
Light sensors are also known as photocells and are primarily used to tell the lighting system when it gets light or dark outside so that certain lights can be turned on and off or any other action taken.
Temperature sensors are available both as individual components and as part of other devices. The most common use of temperature sensors involves heating and air conditioning controls, which require one or more temperature sensors per zone.
Sensors are available to detect motion in an area. Infrared motion detectors are sensitive to movements of the energy from body heat. Sonic motion detectors work like a radar, sending sound waves and listening for changes in the sound waves that bounce off objects and return to the sensors.
In an intelligent home, the smoke detector should not only be capable of sounding an alarm, but it can also shut down any fuel lines, open vents, and windows, and turn on lights to assist the occupant's exit.
Mechanical contacts are commonly used to sense if a door or window is opened or closed, and they can be used to sense if a gate, attic, basement, or garage door is open.
Moisture sensors are commonly used to detect water in basements. Moisture sensors can also be used to detect an excessive water level in a bathtub, pool, or spa, so that any filling activity can be stopped.
There are many other types of sensors available. Sensors can be used to detect weather conditions, the amount of electrical power that a device or system uses, how fast an object or motor is moving, pressure, the presence of certain chemicals and gases. Check with your electronics dealer. He'll be able to tell you what kind of sensors are available to meet your needs.